Hello. Today we're going to talk about, as you can see, presenting the way you practice. And you've heard the old expression, perfect practice makes perfect, and all those good things. But I find it sometimes hard to do because I want to make changes, and it shouldn't be that hard to do. Basically, do not change from your final. You've heard of final and the final and the final. So we want to make sure that we don't make a lot of change at the very end. Typically, about 2 days before your delivery, I'll say delivery to separate from the presentation, from the actual document. You're going to deliver the presentation. I know, and I'm the world's worst. We're always looking for ways to make one little improvement, but those small changes get miscombobulated in the brain, and we're not sure which came first, the chicken or the egg, and which order the change goes in. So be cognizant of your changes. An idea that I came up with is maybe put the changes in the speaker notes and not in the presentation. You want to add humor to the presentation to make it lighter. Laugh about yourself, laugh about the presentation, laugh about the subject. Just make it lighter than what it should be. You want to stand up. If I stand up, you won't see me. But I'll sit back down. As it says here, stand up and stand out. Feel the, I don't say power, feel the, I don't say authority either. Feel the responsibility of telling someone else something that they did not know, especially if you're giving a in-person presentation, in-person delivery. You definitely want to practice standing. You could even do it on a Zoom or a computer type presentation, but you need to adjust a camera and look at your background, etc., etc. You want to add pauses for emphasis, especially on the humor. Give the people time to get the punchline. Let the brain catch up. Practice the pauses to also allow the brain to develop a question. They should be wanting more. They should be wanting more than what you're telling them. They should be hungry, intent, engaged. One thing you may want to think about is how are you going to advance your slides? Are you going to use a pointer, presenter slash clicker that we've talked about? Are you going to use a wired or wireless mouse? Are you going to use a wired or wireless keyboard? And if you're using a keyboard, which shortcuts or strokes will you be using to advance and reverse your images? Space bar, arrows, enter, the next key, tapping the touchpad. And then there are other advancing devices that we've talked about in previous videos that you can use on your phone or a separate device. You can go back and look at those videos. You definitely want to practice timing yourself more than once, more than twice. You do not want to go over. You want to allow for questions and answers if it's appropriate for the delivery that you're doing, the talk that you're doing. And even you may want to practice videoing yourself to make sure you're using gestures, make sure you're looking at the different areas of the room, make sure you're still within frame of your camera if you're doing it virtually. You want to practice using your speaking area. Now, true, the speaking area at home will probably not be the same at the venue if you're doing it in physical delivery, but you can still practice moving right, coming back to center, looking at your notes, moving left, coming back to center, talking to different areas of the room, which is another reason to get to the venue early. if you're doing it in person. Set up PowerPoint for a second monitor, even if you are not sure if there is one at the venue. That way you can view your speaker notes on your laptop. You can use it as a confidence monitor, and things will just flow. The only thing about using presenter views, you cannot see your transitions and animation, but you should know that they're there since you built the presentation. And if you're almost positive there's not a second device there, you may want to also consider printing your notes or having your notes on another device. Oh, here's a note. I found out at my last event that I did a presentation, the projector did not go into second monitor mode. And the AV technician at the hotel told me that there's not enough smarts in these projectors to talk back to the PC to let it know that, hey, I'm a device out here. I've, uh, I've had it work like 99% of the time with monitors and TVs, but projectors, for some reason, there's not enough smarts. So be aware that a projector typically, and I'm sure the price of the projector, the quality matters, it may not work as a second device. We've talked about notes. You want to have a set of notes somewhere on your phone, an email, on a second device, on paper, somewhere. Props, books, magazines, pictures, any other objects. How will you handle them? Are they going to be on your person? They're going to be on a table? Probably going to put them in the same spot you took them from, but if you have a sequence of items, you want to have them in the order that you're going to be talking about them. And to recap, practicing the way you're going to present. Essentially, practice, practice, practice. Do not make too many changes. Idea I came up with, put the changes in the speaker notes, not in the presentation. Practice using the speaking area, and time and video record yourself to make sure that things are coming across the way you want them to. Use inflections, speak faster, speak slower, add pauses, and have fun with it. So delivering your presentation the way you practice it. Have fun. Let me hear from you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.